In this quick video, I'm going to show you 3 brand new features that just dropped into Photoshop and how I'm already incorporated it into my architectural projects and post-production workflow. So before we start, I need to show you where you can get these new Photoshop AI tools. So this is still not available in the actual Photoshop software. It's only in beta testing right now, so you can only use it in the Photoshop beta. For you to get it, you simply need, it's part of the Adobe pack. So all you need to do is to go in your Creative Cloud desktop. Once you're on the home page, just click here on apps. You can see here all of the tools that you have. So once you're in the beta tab, just simply click here on Photoshop beta and just download this version right here. So these tools are only available there for now, but eventually they're going to roll it out afterwards on the regular Photoshop. This may take a few weeks or a few months, but usually it starts off with Photoshop as a beta testing, and then they move it on as like a solid new feature into the actual regular Photoshop software. Once all of this is downloaded, just go into your Photoshop beta and drag and drop the image on which you want to work. So here we are going to take this one as our base reference. This first feature is called Harmonize. It blends a foreign element into your image automatically. Now we know that when we had Photoshop, when we would add like a cutout of a person, a plant, it would take quite a significant amount of time and knowledge to be able to learn how to blend that image to match the colors, the shadows, the lighting of your scene. But now, with this new AI feature, this is done instantly in a really, really powerful way. So let me show you how to do this. This tool is used in this contextual taskbar. So let's assume that you don't have that bar appearing. All you need to do is just click outside of your image, click right, and then click here on Show Contextual Text Bar. To avoid the bar to move each time that you're working on the scene, so if you zoom in, zoom out, it's just going to move with the image, just click again on the 3 dots here and just make sure to pin the bar's position so it doesn't move at all. First thing that we're going to do, and I'm going to show you how this works, we are going to incorporate, first of all, a person. So a cutout of a person or a plant, for example. I'm going to show you, and I'm adding all of these websites in the description below. So for those who are familiar with it, mrcutout.com is one of the most famous ones. It gives you a very large selection of cutouts, whether it's people, vegetation, cars, pretty much anything. And there's a large library of free items, which is more than enough. Honestly, I'm not on the premium cutout. For what I needed, it's sufficient. There's another website here, which is called skullgubar.se. So I'm guessing that's a software maybe from Sweden. And again, here we've got some really good cutouts that are very realistic and that can be incorporated really easily into your images or your renders. And last one, which is a completely free tool as well, it's called pngimage.com. This one, let's assume that, I don't know, we want a car. We're going to look for like an Aston Martin. And here it's going to give you a large variant of cars. So an Aston Martin as a PNG, so a transparent background. What's really important is that the images that we're going to import need to have a transparent background. So this is like the easy way if you don't really care what item, what object you're incorporating. However, if you have a specific plant in mind or object in mind from a specific store, this is the way to approach it. Okay, let's say that we go to Cave Home, which is a famous furniture website, and they have also like fake plants, artificial plants, and so on. And I want to incorporate this specific plant into my scene. So just screenshot here the image of this plant and go in Canva. So all you need to do is just to import the image that you just screenshotted from the store. Just rescale it. So you can see here, I've added my plant right there, and just in the little tab here, there's a little section here called Remove Background. Just click on it, and the trick is done. Just make sure that when you export it, when you download it here, export it as a PNG. That's absolutely crucial to have a transparent background, and make sure not to forget to tick this box, which says Transparent Background. Once that's done, just download it onto your computer and we'll be able to use it into Photoshop. Now coming back to Photoshop, let's start by just drag and dropping our plant as a first example. So I've dragged it here. And you're going to see once it imports it, it's going to add a new layer right here. So this is my plant. You can just, with a little eye, remove it, make it appear. And we're going to scale that and position it based on where we want it in our render. So let's just scale it slightly, and we're just going to add it here. With that, then click enter. And you can see here in our contextual taskbar, we have different options. And now we have this tool, which is called Harmonize, this new feature. Simply click on it, and it's going to merge the object into the scene by really matching the color, the lighting, and the shadows. So for the plant here, you can see it comes up with 3 different variations. So you can see how the shadows are casted on the floor, on the sofa. So that works actually. I think this one works quite well. It has like a nice soft shadow onto the sofa. The light is coming here, and then we have like nice also shadows right here on the floor. Let me give you another example of, for example, if we added a woman. So let's just reposition her and put her like right here. And we're going to hit it again on Harmonize. This will come up with 3 different variants for the shadow, the lighting, and the colors on how this is blended into the image. So let's have a look. We can see here there's maybe too much of a strong light here on her body and her face. Here it feels a bit more even, so the light really comes on the left-hand side of her face. There's like a nice shadow kind of reflecting here on the sofa, the shape of her body, and I like how they've added the shadow also of her leg. And this one could also potentially fit. So if we look at the before and after, you can really see a huge shift. And now how about we incorporate, let's say, for example, this painting. So maybe you're an artist and you want to incorporate an existing art piece that you've created into your client's space. This is also a great alternative. So you just, same thing, you just import your image, scale it and position it based on where you want it to go. And then we're just going to hit again, Harmonize. So remember, if it doesn't appear necessarily here, it's this little button here. It's like 2 sheets layered on top of each other. And just click on Harmonize. And now you can see here, it came up again with 3 variants. So this one, I don't quite like the lighting here, and it doesn't feel quite right in the way it's just positioned. It feels quite wrong. This one tends to feel a bit more blended together. Not a big fan of this shadow here that you've added. And this one feels like much more harmonized with the whole space. If you're not happy with the outcome of the 3 versions, just simply hit on generate and it will generate 3 new images for you. So this is the Harmonize tool, which I find it really, really, really powerful in order for you to incorporate like existing objects straight away into your render. Next up is the improved remove tool. So all you need to do here is just go in this window right here, click on the healing section and select remove tool. And they've improved the feature to make it much more accurate. So let's say we want to remove this specific vase, just highlight it here, just select the whole surface. Now you're going to see if I just remove that, it's actually not going to take into consideration the shadow. So I'm just going to show it and we're just going to amend that afterwards. Release. And you can see it removed the vase really well. I can do that a second time, and we're just going to remove this time the shadow of the vase because it's just not relevant anymore. Like this. Once you release your mouse, you can see here is straight away improved your render. I can give you here another example. Let's say I want to remove this object, which just feels off. Just select also slightly outside of the object. So it identifies what are the texture that he needs to kind of blend it into. I released it and it disappears again. So just be careful again if there's like shadows of that specific object that we removed. So it just blends in a more harmonious way. And you can just do that really easily for just about anything. So this is a really good example. Let's just, maybe here remove cushion. So So you can see here, you can really kind of like refine the selection, and Photoshop will like really clean it up really nicely. So this works on more complex objects too, like plants or vases, and with just really a few clicks. And you can see here the outcome looks really, really good. If you are not satisfied with the result, just simply click on Ctrl Z and your cushion or whatever object that you removed will reappear. And finally, generative upscale. This allows you to upscale your image by 2, 3, or 4 times inside of Photoshop. Right now, all you need to do, so this is an image that comes from Midjourney, which has been upscaled in Midjourney, but still feels very blurry. You just go in Image, Generative Upscale, and here you can see you have different variants of how much you want the image to be upscaled. Let's just go, for example, to the maximum and click on Upscale. So you can see when it's been upscaled, there's a new layer that's been added, where you can see here it's just like worked a bit more, like the different textures. If you look at the wood, the flooring is more pronounced as well. It allows you to upscale slightly your image. It's still not 100% perfect. For me, when it comes to upscaling, Magnific is much more powerful, but this still remains like a good alternative if you don't want to, shift between different softwares.